everyone. I'm CMSWire reporter Jennifer Torres, and today we're introducing a brand new feature called CMO Circle. Each episode, we'll sit down with a different CMO for a little Q&A to get to know them and their role a little bit better. And today, I'm very excited to have as our first guest, Shay Howe, CMO for ActiveCampaign. Hi, Shay, welcome.
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, happy to have you here. So we'll get right to it. First, I'd like to start at the beginning and just ask you a little bit more about your path to becoming CMO and how you got into marketing in the first place.
Yeah, I actually started in design. Design is what I went to school for. It's my kind of like backgrounds or origin or first love, if you will. But design for me was always how to use design in a sense to solve a problem, to spark an action or an interest, right? I'd consider myself more of a designer than an artist, if you will. I spent the first 6 years of my career then working at different marketing agencies, designing websites for them, be it emails, advertisements, etc., where I just learned a ton about organic and paid customer acquisition. After that, I moved in-house into a small software as a service or SaaS startup, where I was designing and building the product more so. And that led me deeper into product and into engineering and truly understanding, hey, what is a customer's problem? How can we use technology to create a better customer experience for them? And honestly, if it's even viable to do that. Is there a good business reason to solve that problem? And very formative years of my career to actually understand how we go out and build something, but also learn that that's just half of the coin, if you will. This isn't the field of dreams that if we build it, they just won't come. You truly have to be able to go out and market that product to acquire those customers. And once you have them, you have to figure out how do you drive adoption and how do you build retention into it. Really like areas I just love to dig into. So the past decade plus I've spent and held roles in design, product, engineering, marketing, in different hyper-growth SaaS companies, and broadly just consider myself an operator and love building. So taking that design and product background, I've generally been more attracted to and focused on building product-led growth businesses and being able to use your product as a core go-to-market channel, one by which as your company scales, it creates more go-to-market motions for you, I think it's a beautiful business and something that allows me to dig into that design background as well as the marketing end. So yeah, it's been the path.
Oh, well, great. Well, what advice would you give to professionals who are just starting out, who want to become a CMO one day?
Yeah, that's tricky. I would say align your marketing role with the mission and goals of the business. And that probably sounds cliche. People probably hear that and they're like, okay, great, fair answer. But when I say that, I mean, it can be very easy to rest on what we know or what we do best, to show up and say, hey, I've done this in the past. This works really well. Let me go run that same playbook. And sometimes that's correct, but sometimes it's not. And I think you have to truly understand, hey, what is the company's mission? What are we orienting ourselves around? And probably more than that, likely that's the customers. And you have to think about what would make them successful that would allow you to be successful as well. And I think a lot of times that means you have to stretch yourself outside of that comfort zone, outside of what you've done historically or what is your standard discipline. And that's good news, honestly, because to be a CMO, you're going to have to think about all the different disciplines and functions of a marketing organization. It's not just the one thing you may have grown into or built an expertise around. You have to think about that, and you shouldn't be afraid to go wide into those areas. It's going to better serve your customers. It's better going to serve you long-term as becoming a more well-rounded CMO. So
that's great advice. Well, next up, what do you consider to be the most challenging part of your role?
Yeah. I'll give you two things.
Okay.
And the first one would be kind of related to the above. It is the wide range of skills, expertise, disciplines required to lead a marketing team, honestly. My day-to-days are wildly different, and from one call to the other, wildly different. I might start my day reviewing a website architecture and then jump into reviewing a press release. And from there, I'll go into reviewing a social strategy to then having to balance a paid acquisition budget. Is always changing. Like there is not a core standard of, hey, there's 10 of us and we all do roughly the same thing. No, right. Most marketers on a team do something wildly different, right? So just understanding that's really difficult. Second to that is, how do you find time to do it all? Honestly, there's always more work than there is time to do it. So it is really understanding what is our plan, what is the priority of that plan, and then go out and build a great team. We have an incredible team that makes honestly all the difference, and I cannot stress or underline that enough. The people will really make such a large difference in how you can grow. And then we're an automation company, so where we can, we think about how do we build automation into that process, and how can we take away different parts of the mundane for us, to build some automation in our process to allow us to scale, save some time, and grow through that.
Well, that kind of leads into the next question, which is the most rewarding part. You mentioned your team, so I assume they're a very rewarding part. But
Definitely.
yeah, what do you consider to be the most rewarding part of being a CMO?
Yeah, honestly, I think I have a dream job. Like it's fun to be able to say that, because I get to be on a marketing team that is marketing the leading marketing automation product on the market, and that's a lot of markets. But the meta in that is that I'm a marketer marketing to marketers. That's really fun. That's kind of unique. Yeah, it's unique. So I think that is a key part to it. The team certainly top of mind there. I also love fundamentally just helping businesses grow. We have over 185,000 customers in 170 countries, and I get excited to talk to them, to see how they use our platform, to be inspired around how they're using it to grow their business, and honestly, collaborating on ideas of, hey, what worked in your business might work for us. Let's talk about that. And in the end of the day, it's also it's fun to market a really good product. It makes the job a lot easier. So rewarding in that factor as well.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up with one final question. And that is there a specific campaign or a set of work you completed as CMO that you're most proud of?
That is a really tricky question. That's like having to pick your favorite child. I don't know. I don't know that I can. I can pick one that's recent. How's that? I could like share one from this week. And to do it, I'll set some context. Go back to 2018. At ActiveCampaign, we held our first user conference where we brought a bunch of different customers together from all around the world into Chicago. And a few things happened there that really caught me off guard. One customer flew from Europe to Boston, rented a car, drove to Chicago to attend the event, drove back to Boston, flew back to Europe. It was the cheapest way, most affordable that they could get to us. With that, people really want to spend some time with us. And a lot of feedback we got was, hey, we want to spend more time on the product. It's been helpful to hear from different thought leaders, but tell us how to use ActiveCampaign in ways we're not thinking about or more unimaginable scenarios. So an idea kind of sparked us that, hey, we should go to our customers, meet them in their cities, and go deep into our product. So we created what we called study halls, which were just kind of one-day workshops in market. And in 2019, we held over 200 of them throughout the world. And it was incredible. And then the pandemic hit, we had to kind of like bring those to a halt. This week, we have relaunched them. So we've hosted an event in Dallas yesterday and Austin, Texas today. And as we were wrapping up the event yesterday, and then as well as a few times a day, I'm seeing posts from customers on LinkedIn. And they are sharing that they are not only educated, but they are inspired, ready to take their automations to the next level. And it's been fun to share those throughout the company today, to celebrate the team who put all the work into making that study all happen, into Shiv, who went down there and actually facilitated those sessions. It's incredible to get in a room with those customers, see their energy, and to be able to help them hands-on grow their businesses. So I would say study halls is something more recently that I'd say very proud and excited to basically take around the globe in 2023 as well.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Shay Howe, CMO of ActiveCampaign, I want to thank you for joining us today on our debut episode and giving us a glimpse into your world. And thanks to everyone for joining us. And I hope that everyone will tune in for the next CMO Spotlight. And again, Shay, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And this is Jennifer Torres for CMSWire. Have a great day.